Welcome to the Change Mindset program. Today's topic is going to be covering on understanding the mindset and developing a growth mindset and some action points relating to that. Before we go into these concepts, we are going to jump right into a story. This story dates back 1,000 years. So we're going to just switch off from all the technology and today's world and slip right into a good old 1,000 years where the life is so still and beautiful with greenery and nice village in front of you. This is a very small little village where the lifestyle is so simple, and there is a family here that is living a very simple life on a daily wage basis. There is another important character here, and he lives in the precincts or the outside of the village. He is the guru, a teacher that lives a completely serene life without expecting anything, happily accepting what he is getting in his life. He is not supposed to have any possessions in life. Life has to have more meaning and focus into gaining more knowledge and giving more knowledge to people, which means the requirement was also that he leads a very simple life without holding back things for himself. So he led a life where he lived most of the time under a tree outside a village. And whenever he needed to eat something, he would just walk around randomly inside the village and go into any of the house and request for food. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Lady of the house, could you be nice to give me something to eat? If he is provided something, he is very happy. He never judges on what is being given. If he is not provided anything, he is still happy. He moves on and asks another place. And if he doesn't get anything at all, he is completely okay with it, going back and retreating to his own self. Never judging on the basis of what is being given is one expectancy of this life, serene life that a guru lives. He walks around randomly and goes into this particular house today. This family, let me tell you, haven't had a great life. They live a very humble life. Most of the time, depending upon the daily work that comes to the man to do, if he doesn't get anything at all today, then there's possibly nothing for them to go back to, except for a small little creeper that lies on the grounds of the house, and that is a Ghevada creeper. This is, you can imagine something similar to a spinach that can be plucked from the branches and made into a proper soup. And the family shares the soup, drinks, and lives on that if there is no wages coming from the daily routine. This is the simple plan B for them all the time. Most of the time, they are relying on this plan B. And this particular day also happens to be a day when the man of the house has not made any money outside. The family was looking forward to having their regular, which is this Ghevada creeper, as a soup. But there comes to the door this guru. When a guru like that arrives, Or when anyone comes to the house, arrives and asks for help or food, people give. This is this giving nature that is so important and vital and part of their lifestyle, that they give it openly even at the time when they do not have much to share. The lady of the house walks out, goes and plucks every piece of this creeper, makes it, cooks it into a soup. Fresh soup ready, but not for her family, not for her kids, not for her husband or herself, but for this guru. She places it in front of the guru and asks him to have it. The guru is so happy for what he has got today. It's an amazing meal, full meal for him. He's very happy and he has the entire soup. Why? The children of the family and the family watches it. A fully fed, completely satisfied guru now is ready to walk out of the house. As usual, the family asks for a blessing and the guru blesses. The guru blesses the whole family to have a prosperous life, a wealthy life. And he walks out of the house. But right before he walks out of the house, he does something unusual. He looks around. This Gevada creeper goes near it, pulls it out, snatches it, breaks it into pieces, throws it away, and walks out of the door without even looking back. We make a stop here. Could we now come back to today's world and reflect on the mindset of the family, the children, and also the guru? And also relate it to your own mindset of how you feel to the situation. Before we get to the storyline, there is something about our mindset that we can switch, or certain things that we can develop. A mindset understanding starts with understanding a very simple thing, an important element, that is your breath. How is that important to whatever situations that is going on, past or present? Well, the brain actually needs it, needs a bit of breath. And just to explain you a simple statistic on how much of air is needed for your breath. There is about half a liter of tidal volume, 2 liters of inspiratory or inhalation volume, and about 1.5 liter of exhalation or expiratory volume needed. Circulation is about a 4 liter of air much needed for the brain to function effectively. So before even we understand a growth mindset, we start with understanding our own mindset and how can we make a very simple switch in the way we breathe so we can effectively make our mind work best for us. With this new air coming in and out, can we look again on the situation and see if there is anything new in the terms of the components of the situation? Anything new in the perspective? Now let's get back to the story. Well, if you had written down frustration, anxiety, anger, depression, yes, it was all in place The family was definitely in frustration and depression, with the woman crying, yelling at the man, "You are wrong. Why should we allow such a man to be with us?" and such. So there is so much of anxiety going on while the children are howling, crying because they are hungry as well. So the overall impression of the situation is definitely negative. But the man sitting there amidst all this chaos is doing something different. He is just equally depressed, equally disarmed, feeling helpless that he is not able to help his own family. He is not able to do anything, act on what is happening. But at the same time, he is trying to look slightly beyond and saying, trying to console the lady, "I do not know what happened. I do not understand this. But all I can say is that he's a man, it's a good man. And such a great guru would never think ill of others. I may not understand it now, but maybe there is some deeper meaning to this situation which we do not understand. So I think we need to just try to move on." So he's trying his best to console. In some way, there is not so complete agreement though in the family, but slightly they all calm down a bit. So he's able to look around and see what is there remaining. Do we all do that? Yeah, we do that. We look at what is remaining. And he looks around this broken creeper, wholly distorted, but there is also this root of the creeper in the ground, which he thinks, okay, so if I can lift the creeper off the space and maybe the roots, and maybe I can put it in another place and water it properly, maybe not today, but slowly it'll start growing and sprouting out some leaves. So someday we will have this plant B living again and we will go back to our normal life. So he is beginning to think in these lines, looking at the whole thing. Now he decides to take the roots off as well. So he now moves on to take his crowbar and shovel, whatever, to pull out the mud and pull out the roots from the earth, takes it to a new place. And in this new place, he begins to dig the hole. He needs some hole, isn't it? So to put the roots. So he does that, begins digging the earth, but it slightly gets so difficult for him to move. The shovel, the crowbar, whatever he has, full force. Tongue. There is one sound. What is it? Tries again. One more time. Thrice. Tongue. That is a noise coming out of a metal, possibly. How can it be? It should be earth. Now he's getting curious. So he throws the crowbar away, throws everything away, uses his finger, leg, whatever, to just muscle around, to take the earth around, to dig deeper, to look at what is there inside. And what he finds is a pot of gold. What he finds is a full pot filled with gold coins. These gold coins were lying all the time right under his nose when the whole family, and himself included, was struggling for their daily life, thriving on their plan A or plan B. We make a stop here to reflect on the growth mindset and the very important three components that were sitting in this story. The first was what the guru did. The guru broke the plan B out, which made the family push itself out of the comfort zone. The next was the sadhaka, the person that is receiving this input, is now digging the roots as well, which he is trying to do because he is trying to think out of the box. That's the second component. And the most important third component to this growth mindset is detached attachment. This is where the person himself is detaching from whatever is happening around him and trying to look at things objectively. And this is something that we always miss. Yes, he is responsible for his family. Yes, he is feeling equally guilty and distorted and disappointed, depressed. He is responsible. He will be responsible for this situation until such time that he is able to provide something for his family. But he needs to detach himself a little bit to look at things from a new perspective, to be able to find a new opportunity, find a new way to grow. And this is the three important components for our growth mindset today. Hope you like it. Thank you.